What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Project Complete. Today we're doing a general home maintenance project. You should do this about every 1 to 2 years. It's just a general flush on your tanked water heater here. The process is pretty much the same for whether it's gas or electric. Obviously, tankless is going to be completely different. You do have to flush those as well. So the only thing you need for this is a hose, and buckets are optional. So anybody can do this project just with a little bit of knowledge and a hose and a bucket. You should be able to do it too. Now, that being said, if you don't feel comfortable doing this, you should just call a licensed plumber. So the reason why we're doing this is actually because of a symptom that I've been having with our kitchen sink, which is actually the closest faucet to this water heater. So I've been noticing that the hot water pressure has actually been going down. So if you have a hot water pressure problem and it does not happen for the cold, then it's most likely your water heater is building sediment, and that sediment is going through the line to your faucet. I'll show you guys the process, try and make it as simple as I can in a step-by-step process. The first step we're going to do is make sure we turn off the water heater. So if you leave it on and drain all the water out of it, you can actually burn the tank or melt the metal. We turn the heat all the way down in order not to damage the tank. So don't forget to skip this step. If you turn a gas water heater all the way off, you will have to relight it. So just keep that in mind. It's fine if you do it, but keep it in mind that you will have to relight it. So if you don't know how to relight it, then just turn it to pilot and then you can turn it back up. So first thing we're going to do is look for our on-off pilot knob. And on this one, it's this particular knob. You'll see over here, it says on, pilot, and off. So I'm actually going to turn mine off because I know how to relight it. Because I'm turning it off, I'm actually going to turn the gas off as well, which is over here. The next thing we're going to do is find our cold water supply and shut that valve off. The next step is to locate our drain unit. This unit is right here. All the drain units will be at the bottom in order to let gravity drain the tank out. So first thing we're going to do is connect our garden hose and run it out to the street. Be careful not to let anybody touch or play in the water because it will be really hot. I'm going to run the line out and make sure it's also not in any grass or plants because it'll kill it. So the next step is to let air in the tank while it's draining. On this particular tank, there is a pressure release valve off the top, which I'm going to use, or sometimes you can open a hot water faucet inside and let air in that way. Some tanks don't allow you to do it. It depends on what type of valves they have inside the tank. So the drain valve is open. On this unit, the pressure valve is located right here. Now we open the pressure release valve. We wait for about 15 or 20 minutes and let the tank drain completely, periodically going over there and putting the end of the hose in a bucket and just kind of seeing what comes out. So once the draining slows at the hose, you know the tank is almost empty, and you can also kind of hear it. The tank kind of sounds hollow. So next, we'll start the flush process. So the whole point of the flush is that all the sediment has now settled down at the bottom. So you want to add cold water at the top and kind of mix up the water in there and then let it drain back out again, and you'll do that a few times. I'm going to wait a few minutes, turn it back off, and let it flush again and drain. Now we're just going to flush for the second and final time. We'll open the cold water valve, let it fill up for a couple minutes, and let it drain back out again. Alright, so now that the tank has been drained for the second and final time, we're going to shut off the drain valve, leave the pressure release valve open, and open the water valve to let it fill up again. So we'll do that, let it fill up for a couple minutes, and we'll shut the release valve again. So the tank is now full, a little bit of water came out the pressure release valve. I'm gonna go open a hot water faucet and let all the air out of the line. And then we'll relight the water heater. So you know the tank is full once the inside faucet has stopped spitting water, which means all of the air has worked through the lines and all out of the tank. So the next step is to relight your tank. All tanks have their own lighting procedure, so if you don't feel comfortable doing it, give somebody a call and they'll come out and light it for you. First, we need to turn on the gas, turn it to pilot, and click the little button on mine, and then we can turn it back on. All right, so everything's lit and warming back up.